Martin's food is available in many versions online. Because each author's understanding is different, it doesn't feel the same. So today I'm going to start with 0, and I'll tell you the story in detail. The stone house in Piedmont, Italy, the southern foothills of the Alps. The land is vast and the stream is the biggest feature here. That's one of the reasons Martin chose him. Both buildings were built in 1903. It has a history of more than 120 years. Due to the small doors and windows, the light inside is very dim, and the floor has also rotted to varying degrees. Fortunately, the previous owner connected the water source. This is the few good news so far, but Martin was prepared for this. They came up with the necessary tools and supplies. Of course, as a modern young person, you can't go anywhere without waiting. Transfer the abnormal sound item over. Martin first made himself a cup of coffee, relieve the fatigue caused by moving. The night here is pitch black. I don't have the guts to be alone, so he had to hook up the basic power supply. Let there be a glimmer of light in the room. The next morning, when the golden light shines on the mountains, Martin had a simple breakfast. We started to solve the power supply problem. Otherwise, he wouldn't have the guts to spend the second night again. Fortunately, he brought solar panels up the mountain. Besides, the battery was installed yesterday. Just connect it to the battery board. In order to live here temporarily, he needs to give the room a good cleaning. The ground is covered with fallen leaves and dust. The roof has become Spider-Man's lair. Martin had to take a broom and clean them one by one. And I put up a makeshift shelf out of planks. It is used to store daily necessities. After his arrangement, the room immediately becomes cozy, considering the large temperature difference between day and night in the mountains. He also bought a fireplace this morning. Wait until night to sleep more comfortably. But since the house is full of wooden floors, so he goes out and brings another tablet. Place it in the corner. Avoid the heat of the fireplace burning through the floor. When smoke rises from the chimney, there's finally a trace of human fireworks here. Solve basic life problems. Give Martin time to walk around. After all, in addition to buying 2 buildings of food, and the surrounding 2.3 hectares of land. And when he came back, he started cleaning up the weeds. This is the result of years of unattended care. It's not a problem to deal with it alone. Fortunately, Martin doesn't ask for cleanliness. It's nice to just look neat. Wooden door panels are highly perishable. He discovered this problem when he first arrived, so I chose to disassemble it directly. There's a brand new door panel inside. The size is just right. It should have been built by the previous owner. It's just that the surrounding stone walls still need a little repair. Make sure it fits tightly when installed. Considering being alone on the mountain, you also need to install a door lock to be more secure. And here we are, 2 construction engineers, and told Martin to follow local regulations. You need to get approval before you can make changes. That is to say, before getting permission. The original structure and appearance of food must be maintained. So, he can only move his hands and feet around. After relocating the solar panels, Martin decided to go to the other side of the mountain. Visit your neighbor John, mainly to understand the relevant regulations for building houses. John is very enthusiastic about his new neighbor. He also gave Martin a lot of vegetables when he left. After returning, continue to improve the power supply facilities. He is going to build a power supply. The box puts batteries and other facilities inside. Brown waterproof paint on the outside. Avoid mountain moisture from corroding wood planks, in order to prevent electricity theft from happening. Clever Martin also put a lock on the box door. It seems that he still doesn't trust his neighbors a little bit, so you can be foolproof. The top is laid with color steel tiles. With the arrival of autumn, the trees have also changed into colorful coats. Mountain clouds. It's like breaking into a film and television wonderland slowed down by time. But the scenery is beautiful, but it's also really damp. The cabin he sponsored has been leaking. You can see it when you look up. The wooden beams have been eroded to pieces. This kind of situation doesn't wait for the building approval to come down. It may be directly buried here. He had to cover the hole with tiles first. At night, a heavy snowfall covered the entire mountain. The temperature also dropped to freezing point. Finally, you don't have to worry about water leaks anymore. All the water that leaked froze into ice cubes. But Martin didn't care, because he's living in an RV right now. This is also convenient for designing drawings at night. The structure of the object is divided into upper and lower layers. The basement level was originally used as a utility room, and it was unsurprisingly messy. The dirt just cleaned up is at least half a ton, not to mention a slate heavier than yourself. Let today's exercise directly exceed the standard. After tactical drinking, it's time for daily relaxation. Snow-covered mountains are even more mysterious. Martin couldn't help but stand on the top of the mountain and admire. When he came back, he took out the old door panel, removed the lotus leaf above, put on the legs, and it becomes a workbench. He's going to make a window frame for food, but trapezoidal windows are too anti-human. It was modified several times before it was completed. That night, Martin went back to the RV. There is a warm car inside. Fireplace painting drawings are also easy to use. Martin visited some local buildings earlier. This has inspired a lot of food design. The next day he came to the building materials market at the foot of the mountain, purchased a batch of cut scraps. But because the mountain roads are rough and slippery, Master Arn can only help transport it halfway up the mountain. He has to do the rest of the journey himself. After dawn, the last batch of timber will be shipped. Martin immediately raised a bonfire to warm up your body and grill a few chicken thighs for breakfast. Wait until you are full. Martin cleans the chicken blood from the solar panel since winter, and it became one of the things that he did every day. The temperature at the top of the mountain is much lower than at the bottom of the mountain. Even the water system is not working properly. Fortunately, it's not a big problem. It is also healthy to boil snow directly and drink it. A cup of fragrant coffee awakens the vitality of the whole day. Martin continues to clear the ground floor. To keep myself straight in there, he's going to dig the ground down some distance. Since the bottom is paved with stone slabs, you need to destroy them one by one with the manuscript first. It can be easily removed from the ground. Finally transported out by cart. Maybe it will be used in the future. Martin used to be a cycling blogger. They have left their feet in many parts of the world. I have seen magnificent volcanoes, walked through the uninhabited desert, cycling 11,000 kilometers alone, from Vancouver to Patagonia. I also encountered crushes in my life. It was the best part of his trip. Unfortunately, the two eventually parted ways. It has also become a regret that can never be repeated. Every time I think of this period of wind, food, and sleeping rough, Martin was always filled with emotion. Looking at the different life now, the past days are like yesterday's dream. The temperature has started to rise recently. The planks I bought before also come into play. Martin wants to build another room in the stone house as your daily home in the future. Although the external structure cannot be changed, but without changing the overall force, it's possible to make sleeping quarters. The next day the jungle is covered with snowflakes. Warmer weather drops to freezing again. Running in Martin's room, the house has been built. Although the interior space is very limited, but it's more than enough for sleeping. This also saves time for daily commuting. He made an appointment with a good friend today. Because the home is really shabby, I won't invite him in to sit, just in time to enjoy the beautiful scenery. The two kept talking at length until the evening. Martin wanted him to design a blueprint for a crane. After all, the purchase cost is too high. It is more cost-effective to make one yourself. The next day Martin finished washing up. I came to the mountain forest and began to enjoy the scenery. Clouds roll over the mountains. The morning sun is accompanied by the humid air. Let him feel like he is in a fairy tale wonderland. It's really not good weather for work, so Martin chose to spend the day. Anyway, the building approval has not come down yet. Don't worry for a moment. Today's dinner is diced pork with mountain shoots, served with a small bowl of cheddar. It is said that men can cook with half less opponents. Martin is the exception to a 30-year single. The next day, Martin was dressed in front of the door. In order to prevent people from buying at home for 0 yuan, he has always had the habit of locking the door casually. I'm going to visit the nearest village today, but it's also nearly half an hour away. The locals call this a ghost village. It's because the village is no longer inhabited. It is similar to our Fengmen village in China, even though it's daytime, but it still sent a chill down Martin's spine. The furnishings in the room are very messy. It looks like it should have been abandoned for a long time. There are less than 10 households in total. He quickly lost interest after returning the same way. Considering the changeable weather in the mountains, worried about the instability of solar power supply, Martin installed another diesel generator. It's still sealed with planks. Apply anti-corrosive paint evenly on the surface. The same style of color steel tile is installed on the top. With the combination of solar energy and generators, you don't have to worry about running out of power anymore. Usually, although only Martin lives in the mountains, but he still pays great attention to his appearance. This may be the behavior of a mature man. Even in an unnoticed corner, I still take my daily life seriously. Lying on the soft grass and enjoying breakfast, Martin went to the mountain market and bought a truckload of lumber. He wants to make a crane based on the drawings given by a friend. In the afternoon, snowflakes began to fall on the mountain again. Let him be very careful with every step he takes, for fear of a flash directly to the foot of the mountain. Fortunately, the bad weather didn't last long. After the snow stops, the temperature on the ground is causing the snow to melt quickly. A large number of clouds formed as the heat rose. It's like a veil over the mountain. Compared to eating car exhaust in a big city, every breath in this environment is a luxury. It took 2 days to finally make the crane. The principle is actually similar to the seesaw. Put breathing on one end when using. You can lift items of similar weight. Due to the purchase of too many planks, and the indoor space is really limited, it can only be stored outdoors temporarily. So Martin set up a platform. Avoid contact between the board and the ground, causing moisture. Since the last time the water pipe was frozen, the flow of water often comes and goes. Dig up the soil above the pipe. It turned out that the lead pipe at the water outlet was broken. Fortunately, he still has a spare. After replacing it, this problem will be easily solved. The next day he looks in the mirror and dresses up. In order to develop here in the long run, he's going to cultivate a vegetable field himself. This door panel is very nice, just right to use as a baffle for a vegetable bed. because this is the first time growing vegetables, and Martin didn't ask for a lot of space. A group of young people born at night. They all came here after seeing his videos. Martin also generously treated them to chicken thighs. I have already planned for tomorrow. Early the next morning, he summoned the young men from last night, asked them to help you move the corpse. After all, eating people's mouths is short. A few tool people have no complaints. When it's done, Martin takes out the gourmet hospitality and invite them to come a few more times if they have nothing to do. When I reluctantly bid farewell to everyone, Martin filled the vegetable bed with soil, sprinkle a few more bags of nutrient buckets on the surface. The next day he received a letter and a bottle of wine. The letter says greetings from two fans. It kept him in a good mood all day, so I immediately went down the mountain and bought a refrigerator. Anyway, the free electricity can't be used up now. More food can be stored later, in order to facilitate watering the vegetables later. This time Martin also bought a lot of water pipes. It's going to divert water to the kitchen and the garden. So, he had to dig a ditch at the source. It is convenient to bury the water pipe into the ground, but soon found that this method did not work. The soft earth is covered with rubble. I had to give up the idea of human excavation. First lay the water pipe from the ground, dig the ditch and plan for it later. The weather has been fickle in recent days. It's still there in mid-April. It snowed as the water supply for food was repaired. Martin wanted to build an outdoor bath. He first made the base out of wooden planks, placed the water heater inside, top mount cover to protect. The surface is painted with anti-corrosion and insect-proof paint. Fix the square wood to install the shower. You can enjoy outdoor bathing anytime in the future. Last time, because there were too many stones underground, Martin gave up digging the ditch. But because the water pipe is too obstructed on the ground, he plans to first. The part near the house is buried. When you're done, restore the raised slate to its original state. After wetting with water, sprinkle grooves evenly between the gaps. The green shoots will be sent out in spring. Martin has been perfecting the crane these days. He installed a steel trough in the back. Counterweight can be placed inside when using. The sunshine hours in winter are very short. It was already evening before 4 o'clock. The mountains are dyed warm red in the setting sun. There is a leisurely escape from the hustle and bustle. A secluded corner where time slows down. The next morning, Martin feeder installed with new control valve interface, access to 2 food and vegetable gardens. After confirming that there is no problem with the water pressure, install the faucet in the vegetable garden first. Learning from the experience of the last failure, this time he also rented an excavator cub. Martin is going to dig a ditch that leads to the vegetable garden, connected to the well at the source. With the aid of an excavator, it's moving very quickly. Then the water pipe can be installed, but because it was agreed in advance, I have to visit my neighbor's house at noon. Although this is the second time I have come here, but Martin couldn't help but look around. In comparison, my own home is simply unsightly, but the floor height is a little low. Staying for a long time can easily make people feel depressed. After dinner, Martin drove back to the stone house, finished the last bit of work, install the faucet at the lowest point of the pipe. It is convenient to empty the pipeline in winter, avoid water flow from freezing and expanding to damage the pipeline, and they covered it with dirt. After all, the oil in the excavator has to be added by yourself. Don't use it unless you have to. I just feel a little tired after finishing. He poured himself a glass of beer, lying on the grass and resting for a while. The fog is very heavy at this time of year. In a blink of an eye, the entire mountain was filled. Martin hid in the room and designed the drawings for a while. So, I decided to go out and walk around. Walking on the looming path, the visibility is very poor. It's like walking into a thick ink painting. These 2 rooms are very well preserved. At first he planned to make his home here, but unfortunately, the price is much more expensive. In the end, I can only give up. The next morning, light rain falls quietly. Water droplets flow into the gap along the lines of the slate. The air is full of the mixture of soil and leaves. There are still some leaks indoors, but things are much better than before. The treatment is slightly smaller. Martin couldn't help but check the condition of each house. Fortunately, the room where the wooden boards are stored is still very dry. It made him feel much more at ease. This rain comes and goes quickly, but half a cup of tea quietly stopped. He checked the hunting camera for the first time. To prevent sudden bad weather, Martin installed weather equipment next to the electric box. This allows for real-time monitoring of weather conditions, advance judgment and prepare accordingly. Everyone knows that Martin is a detail-oriented person. Shine your shoes every time you go out. Today he asked his good brother out to play. This is in Brigantine, France. It is part of the Alps. It's not just the movie Napoleon. It is also one of the largest mountain defense bases in French history. They also found a bomb shelter on it. Inside was a World War II military cover. Through the window, you can clearly see the French border. It was early when the Martin came back. Invite friends to your house as guests. The evening on the mountain is still a little clear. 2 people set up a bonfire on a stone table, and then the sky darkens. The next morning, Martin got up early and got dressed. A breeze blows through the mountains, bringing in cool air. My friend hasn't left today. After sitting in front of the door and enjoying breakfast, Martin begins to plant vegetables in the vegetable bed. Because I don't know what to plant for the first time, I simply planted a few plants that I liked, considering the small animals that often come out at night. To prevent the seedlings from being damaged, barbed wire was installed outside for protection. Next morning, good friends, it's time to leave. Although it hasn't helped much in the past 2 days, but this walk still left his heart empty. After digesting the lost emotions, Martin decided to take a trip to the neighbor's house, give him the vegetable seedlings that were not finished last time. But when I arrived, I saw no one at home. In the garden where he had to transplant it himself. With the recent weather in the mountains getting hotter, the built house is no longer suitable for living. So he carved out a clearing not far away, ready to set up a tent here. As a designer, the drawings for the base have been drawn long ago. Then immediately went down the mountain to transport a batch of wood. Just as he was about to start construction, the sky suddenly began to rain lightly. Wait until the rain clears up. Mr. Martin connected the line. It is convenient to provide daily electricity to the tent. Since the drawings have been drawn, just cut the square mesh according to the size, then splice it together. Because I don't know how long I will live here, he has done every detail perfectly. When the frame of the octagon is built, to make the whole more stable, short timbers are also used to connect each main beam. The front also continues to extend outward, make the platform excessive. He then set the wood in a fire and carbonized it. This can effectively prevent insects and preservatives. Enables wood to last longer, then knock it into the ground. Reinforcement of the platform frame. After finishing, you can't see your fingers outside. Martin is not only ready to go back to his room to rest. After waking up, sitting in front of the door and having a simple breakfast, he starts to seal the platform. The wooden boards purchased this time are very sufficient. Let him operate it without any worries at all, considering that the platform is often exposed, especially where the nails are driven, extremely susceptible to moisture corrosion. Therefore, the later anti-corrosion work is very critical. What he does is he carbonizes a plank of wood, and we got new planks, and we coated them with flaxseed oil. Finally, there are common preservatives on the market. Contrast color changes after a period of time. At that time, you can choose which one to paint for the platform. In the evening, a group of friends from Alabama came to him. Martin naturally wouldn't miss this great opportunity. We warmly invite them to stay for a few days. Help yourself with a little work, by the way. They were all young, strong men. Slate work. Martin doesn't need to intervene at all. The slate on the first floor hasn't been cleaned up last time. Just take advantage of the large number of people this time to complete it together. The second is the power problem that plagues him. The current wiring is all going from the roof into the interior. In order to facilitate the later transformation, Martin decided to run the line under the house. One more person has to be assigned to dig the ditch. If you place an order, seal the platform with yourself. This kid really has a good plan. Wait until it's done. Let him stock up on some more firewood for food. And I'm just leisurely watering the garden. Haven't seen you in a while. The vegetables inside are growing very well. Just the inspiration for the lunch recipe. Martin is going to cook a vegetable salad. Treat these young people well. After dinner he saw that the ditch was almost dug. Then take advantage of the situation to pre-bury the line pipeline. The precipitation has been abundant in recent days. In the blink of an eye, it rained lightly again. Fortunately, the overall rain is not heavy. A few people still insisted on finishing the work at hand, because today they are leaving. Martin, despite all the reluctance in his heart, but I'm really grateful to these young people. After completing the construction of the platform, Martin also immediately cooled the tent. After a few days of oxidation, the corrosion test of the wooden board also came back, compared to other treatment methods. And he thought, well, carbon's better. Combine the homework done during this time. Doors and windows can also be made in this style at that time. But now the top priority, or install the ladder on the platform first. Then arrange the beds and other yin and yang furniture in place. From now on, it will be where he works in his lounge. You don't have to worry about stuffy heat in summer. There is a screen mesh at the bottom specially used for ventilation. In addition, the average temperature in summer is only about 20 degrees. Even in the hottest months of July and August, it's as cool as air conditioning. In this temperature-appropriate environment, let the vegetables in the garden grow very quickly. Martin is almost full of green salad these days. No wonder he keeps his figure so good. But it's not just vegetables that are doing well. There are weeds all over the mountains. Since the weather got hot, to clean up weeds has also become his regular job. A few more friends came to the mountain today. Martin is happy. Mountains full of anti-infantry mines are also a headache. So, he decided to build an outdoor toilet. This pit was dug by the way of the previous trenching trend. It seems that he has long thought that this day will come. We all know that Martin has a lot of friends, and everyone is from different regions. In fact, some of them he met while writing. Some came here after seeing the video. Of course, no matter what they came for, Martin will take out the food and treat it well. And the next day, you're going to be dominated. However, the treatment of girls is much better. No need to be responsible for any physical labor. Boys were sent to build outdoor toilets. To showcase his superb cooking skills, Martin decided to make them his best toast. While making food here, the other side has finished sealing the toilet floor. Wait 50 minutes. Martin's toast also came out on time. The golden color looks very appetizing. Simply drizzle with some olive oil. Today's lunch is ready, but not before everyone finished eating. It's raining outside. They had to hide indoors and play poker. Wait until the rain stops in the afternoon. Martin first checked the quality of the toilet's work. Make sure there are no problems. Then you can start building the wall. First, fix the frames on both sides to the floor. Secondly, he's going to move the kitchen and the bathroom. But due to time constraints, everyone can only build the toilet frame first. Wait until tomorrow for the rest. The next day Martin began to lay planks on the walls. Maybe it's because of the lesbians. He did this job very seriously. Do a good job of waterproofing the roof with color steel tiles. For external painting with anti-corrosion and moisture-proof paint. Seal the shower room by the way, to prevent your feet from getting muddy in the shower. And then there's slate on the bottom for the floor. Then take moisture-proof measures for the outside as well. There are also partitions installed with wooden boards inside. In this way, true wet and dry separation can be achieved. When you're done, connect the power to the outdoor kitchen. All that's left is to transfer a bunch of items over. Considering the often rainy weather here, the roof he chose to lay with transparent colored tiles. It can provide shelter for the kitchen. It will not affect normal lighting. I know Martin is working very hard alone. Parents also made a special trip to drive from the Netherlands. I traveled over 1,000 kilometers to see him. Martin took his parents to his favorite mountain. Still familiar scenery. This time I can finally share it with the most important person. Mother mended Martin's clothes before leaving. This scene feels like a child. Wait until the old couple is sent away. Martin's life is peaceful again. To increase the storage space in the kitchen, he added a locker on the other side. The top is arranged on the same lighting stove. You're done in a one-piece room. When the morning sun shines over the mountain wells, Martin received some good news today. The building approval for the food has finally been approved, and that means he's ready for modification. In order to better carry out the work in the later stage, Martin first moved the clutter inside out. Even the dirt on the ground can't be spared. Everything has to be cleaned out, and the crane that has been silent for a few months. Now it's time to officially start work. Considering the need for climbing operation during renovation, he borrowed a scaffold from a friend. At the same time, I would like to mention to free laborers. However, for safety reasons, we had to use square wooden chairs under the roof. Support to avoid collapse during disassembly. Then lay the boards on the scaffold. It is convenient to move freely on it when working. The evening time belongs to beer and barbecue. Martin took out all his treasured sausages. Beer is an unlimited refill. After all, it will mainly depend on them. The next morning, the crowd gathered at the food house. Martin suggests starting from the roof. Move the slate above first. Each piece weighs hundreds of caddies. You have to have two people working together to be competent. But as the saying goes, many people are powerful. Martin has made many friends over the years. It's time to finally be useful. Wait until the slate above is completely emptied. It's time to disassemble the room in the room. Martin carefully marked each plank. It might still be useful in the future. Fortunately, I thought this day would come. The process of building is not complicated, so it's naturally very easy to disassemble. Because the measurement of the order is too heavy, and the mountain road is rugged, the manufacturer cannot deliver the goods to your door. Martin had to rent the tractor out of his own pocket. Only then did this batch of timber weighing thousands of caddies be transported to the mountain. Fortunately, the driver is very conscientious. Help him unload it from the car. The wooden structure of the roof is weathered. It's embarrassing to keep it. Then he carried the crane up. Start the first attempt at hoisting wood. But it was built with breathing in mind. But ignore the problem of boom rotation. The maximum angle can only go so far. There's no way now. A winter's hard work was in vain. I had to ask my friends down the mountain to help again. Demolish the remaining structures first. Then install the new measurement. If I had known this would happen, I might as well have invited a few more meals. Since the neighbors have been away for the past few months, the family asked Martin to help take care of Kaipang. Many vegetables have come to fruition this season. If not picked in time, it will rot. He had to take it off and take it all with him. And with the staple food on the roof. Due to the uneven walls on both sides, Martin uses planks to enclose the mold on it. The plan is to pour new ring beams out of concrete. We all know that the Alps get a lot of precipitation. This is just getting started. Thunder in the sky. Martin had to cover the wall first. Avoid turning the interior into a water curtain cave. After the rain clears up, Martin puts steel bars into the mold, and then you mix the concrete in proportion. This blender is borrowed from the bottom of the mountain. The first time I use it, I am still a little unskilled. And then you fill the mold with concrete, until it is flush with the board at the edge. Waiting for drying time. It just so happens that there is still a lot of concrete left. He's going to fix the stone bench outside. This is also better to entertain friends who come to visit. The next day was a rare sunny day. Martin checked the dryness of the stone bench. Make sure the ring beam has also basically solidified, and then he started building the other side. Some people think that the repair of the stone house is too slow, but for a bachelor, not only do you have to wash and change your clothes yourself, 3 meals a day are essential. Eat tomatoes brought by your neighbor today. Beat 2 more stupid eggs into the pot. Finally, sprinkle in the crushed cheese and it's done. After eating and drinking, Martin saw that the sky had darkened again. I have to speed up my hands, because the original measurement was put on it hastily. The 2 sides are not at the same level. You also need to use the lower side of the stone to raise. It will not affect the subsequent renovation work. And it wasn't what he expected. As soon as you work, it starts to rain. When the weather clears up the next day, Martin put planks between each beam, fix the mold that needs to be poured for the ring beam. Then you still put the steel bars inside. Improve the load-bearing and bonding properties of the structure. In the afternoon came a strong young man, just in time to do more work while someone helps. The 2 quickly mixed the concrete. Start at the top of the roof. Gradually fill the entire mold. As a clean man, after a day's work, we'll wash used equipment clean. I can see that my friend is very tired today. It would be nice to have a beer at this time. The next day Martin removed the outer bezel. The concrete inside dries well, with a strong ring beam. Then you can put the boat on it. Pay attention to the same distance between each root. Make sure the roof is stressed more evenly, and that marks the points of contact with the measurement. It is convenient to open a precise card slot for the boat. And then we're going to insert a log below to make it fit. Rigor mathematicians come to tears. After confirming that there's no problem, you can punch steel nails for fixing. And not only that, grooves are also cut in the lower beam, to make the 2 achieve the most compatible state. And Martin did exactly that. Cut out grooves for the rest. The work alone took an entire day. I thought it would be fixed the next day. I didn't expect it to rain directly outside. Martin had to go back to the tent to avoid the edge. The rain never starts until noon, until almost 11 p.m. Another easy day to fish. It's nice when the dawn of dawn pierces the night sky. Martin got busy early today. The wooden beam has been placed for the past few days. The surface is already showing signs of blackening. You need to polish it with tools. Clean up the oxidized part. Then the anti-corrosion paint can be evenly painted. Not only wooden beams need to be treated, boats should also do a good job of corrosion protection, to avoid getting wet in the rain, and he would take the wood of the prunes indoors. Secondly, the planks for future use. Take this opportunity to paint it all. Martin's food is always a constant guest. In the afternoon, another kind person came to help. But it's getting late. That's all for today. Early the next morning, the 2 rearranged the painted boat. After confirming that the angle is not offset in any way, Martin just took out the 20 centimeter spike. Secure the boat to the bar below. Due to the abundant precipitation these days, many mushrooms pop up on the ground after the rain. Just solve the problem of food shortage on the mountain. Good friends are experts in this field. Just smell it to know if it's poisonous or not. The 2 soon picked up a full basket. At this time, a young couple came here. Martin cooked them a mushroom feast. Fresh ingredients do not require complex seasoning. Just stir fry for a while and it will come out of the pot. Obviously no one dares to try it first. Just a tactical drink. After dinner, Martin directed them to clear the ground on the first floor. I started laying the roof myself. Each plate is carefully cut, so that the edges are perfectly aligned. There are good friends on the side to help fix it. Made this work very quickly. Before starting the other roof, Martin took the middle spreader off. Only the parts on the lower sides are kept after processing. A wise friend knows what to do without saying it, because the window of the stone house cannot be too large. Otherwise, it will affect the overall stability. So, he put a skylight on the roof. Let more sunlight into the room. Then the 2 men fastened the remaining planks. It's kind of like that now. Then give the roof. Lay down the gas barrier, mainly to prevent indoor moisture from rising. This causes the structural layers to get wet and rot. In the afternoon, a strong wind blew in the mountains and forests. The shadow of the trees brings cool air. How many mushrooms are left from the last pick? Just in time for dinner tonight. When alone, Martin likes to sit by the kitchen. Compared to spending every day with friends, he prefers his time alone, when the morning light fills the mountains. Another comfortable day. This bimbo was transplanted from a neighbor's house. It's time to pick in a few days. Martin puts wooden slats outside their barrier. Make sure each root is spaced the same distance. Then take out the 20 centimeters heartless nail. Secure it to the roof. The neighbors have not come back during this time. Martin would visit his house from time to time. The vegetables in the vegetable shed are always picked and grown. The apple on the hillside also bent the branches. Martin had to pack it all up and take it home. Looks like we're going to have fruit salad later. After eating and drinking, Martin put cotton on the roof, due to the large size purchased. You also need to use scissors to split it in two. Only then can we jump into the mountain tightly. The job is not technical. He could have done it all by himself. Don't look, it's usually just Martin alone on the mountain. Occasionally, farmers at the bottom of the mountain will graze their grazing, watching cattle and sheep trample on their own land. Although Martin doesn't say it on the surface, I still feel a little uncomfortable. But now is not the time to pay attention to that. His first task was to fix the roof. Otherwise it will rain down. All my efforts these days have been in vain. After covering the thermal insulation cotton with a waterproof film, it also needs to be pressed on the fixed wooden strips. Avoid strong winds blowing away together with the thermal insulation cotton. Wait until it's done. Only then did he start making dinner with confidence. Today's protagonist is still mushrooms, plus 2 not so smart eggs. Stir well, pour into the pot, and cook. The next day, the mountains were clouded. I saw Martin sharpening the stick. He's going to make a fence for his land, mainly to prevent the invasion of cattle and sheep. So the craftsmanship doesn't have to be too fine. Just use wire to simply pull up the line of defense, considering that there are more wild friends around. Also fix the barbed wire outside the waterproof film. Avoid being bitten by snakes, insects, rats and ants. But it's not over yet. And the same distance apart. And a layer of square wood from above. Leave some space for the tiles and insulation layer, so that the air can circulate better. Fix the window frame when you're done. Install the sunroof ordered in advance. Now the temperature on the mountain is getting colder every day. Martin only bought a batch of firewood from the foot of the mountain. These are enough to last it until the end of winter. At this point his neighbor John finally came back. I came to thank Martin for taking care of his vegetable garden. Wait until you say goodbye to your neighbors. He also installed a fireplace in the tent. This way, you can sleep much warmer at night. The next day was the town's weekly craft fair. A wide variety of handmade products. The paintings on display are even more amazing, compared with Martin, who also relies on craftsmanship to eat. After the food modification is completely completed, going to the market to shine shoes should also make a lot of money. As the weather gets cooler these days, there are no more vegetables left in the vegetable garden. In the end, only the potatoes and the kale in the raincoat are still holding on, due to the excessive force in dismantling the large grain at the beginning. The top half of the gable is slightly missing. Also need to find the right size stone bricks. Replace the broken places. Looking at the increasingly bleak scenery around, I remember it was like this when I first came, and knowingly, a year has passed. The warm foil in front of the door is ripe. Fresh fruit cannot be kept for too long. Martin plans to boil it into jam. Wait until winter to grab the bread and enjoy together. As more and more places in the home use electricity, the battery panels installed before are already a little insufficient. Because of that, he installed the bracket next to it again, added for solar panels to the food again. You don't have to worry about running out of power now. At night he stood on the top of the mountain overlooking the night view of the city. It's time for friends down the mountain to come and sit. By the way, I'm helping myself put the slate back in place. But as the saying goes, demolishing a house is easy and building a house is difficult. Each time a slate is shipped upwards, it takes 4 or 5 strong men to complete. And during the handling process, many of them are still damaged. Existing panels can no longer fully cover the roof. Fortunately, my friend knew that there was a vegetable market at the foot of the mountain, although it has been abandoned for many years. But I still found the materials I needed. In order to lay it tightly, the edges of the slate also need to be trimmed. Only then can it be moved to the roof. Since my friends have something to do, the rest of the job is up to Martin alone. As the last tile is laid, just in case, Martin ran the rain test again with the faucet. The next day a winter snow came quietly. The mountains in the distance seemed to be sprinkled with frosting. The sudden cooling caught Martin by surprise. Fortunately, the construction of the roof has been completed. Next, he has to prepare for the winter. Since the first snowfall of the year, the temperature on the mountain is getting colder every day. To help the battery restore electrolyte activity, Martin also added candles to the distribution box. This move may seem dangerous, but it's all luck. Mainly a dance in the Palace of Hell. Life and death graffiti. After finishing these, Martin went back to the tent. Fill the fireplace with firewood. Keep the room at around 15 degrees all the time. Before going to bed he would draw. Let your body and mind relax. The next morning was misty. The whole mountain is still white. Wake up and have a cup of ice water irrigation enema first. Then he went to check the condition of the electrical box. After making sure there is no problem inside, I just started making today's breakfast. A glass of cereal with hot milk. Let Martin's body gradually warm up. Then the snow on the battery board is cleaned. The sky is also starting to clear at this moment. Martin stacks the leftover food. After decay and fermentation, it is a natural fertilizer. Then the wooden strips are cut to the appropriate size. The size is just stuck on the edge of the skylight. Leave no opportunity for the cold wind. In the afternoon, a blizzard swept across the entire mountain. The newly cleaned kitchen was covered again. Fortunately, kale is more hardy, still standing alone in the vegetable garden. To avoid the tent being crushed by chicken blood, Martin had to brave snowflakes to clean, especially on solar panels. A thin layer of frost has formed. Now I can only top it with a diesel generator. At least the power of the food can be restored to normal. But these are small problems. The food shortage is the greatest difficulty facing. Even if the road down the mountain is dangerous, he had to drive to get supplies. When I came back, it was already evening. During this period, it almost hit the bottom of the mountain with a force. But Martjin says it's not a big problem. Simply after dinner, he went back to the tent to rest. When the morning sun shines on the mountains, Martjin got up early and began to clear the snow. With the completion of the construction of the roof, it's time to dismantle these scaffolds. Fortunately, it's not in a hurry. Go back to the tent and make yourself breakfast. Supplement the body with good calories. Martjin decided to go out for a walk. By the way, enjoy the beautiful snow scene. And Martjin comes back, and he takes out a plank. Sand off excess burrs on the surface. He's going to install baffles under the eaves. Mark according to the size of the comparison. Turn one end of the board into an arc. When you're done, apply anti-corrosion and moisture-proof paint. The sky darkened without realizing it. Martjin refueled the diesel generator. You can rest assured tonight. After the board is dried the next day, bolted under the eaves. This will not only stop the birds from settling down, it is also convenient to install the diversion groove below in the later stage. And he built a lot of brackets for it. It seems that carpentry has also improved a lot during this time. The clouds around the city are churning. The sun shines through the tree trunk. The silver snow tops are looming in the light and shadow. A friend will come over today to help. Considering that there is not much food in the house, it's time to go to the neighbor's house. It can also solve the problem of food and clothing. What an abacus, the beads are all broken in my face. After dinner, he directed his friend to sweep the snow. I'm going to build the diversion groove by hand. I saw him hollowing out the middle of a wooden stick, then use a chisel to smooth the inside, to make it more beautiful. The bark on the surface should also be cleaned. And Martjin did the same thing. Make the remaining diversion grooves. Have a first experience. The next step becomes easier, but considering that wood is prone to decay, and then you're going to paint the surface. As Christmas approaches, Martjin is also going home to visit his parents. He didn't forget to lock the door before leaving. When everything is ready, so I'm driving my car home. But while Martjin was away, the food can only be taken care of by the neighbors. During this period, there was a blizzard on the mountain. They crushed Martjin's tent. Fortunately, the neighbor is a particular person. Fixed the internal support with tape, temporarily propped up the tent. When Martjin comes back from Christmas, driving alone on the path up the mountain, the scenery is still the same as when I left, and there's no change to the facilities on the mountain. This is all thanks to the help of our neighbors. After checking the stone house as well, Martjin fetched a shovel and began to clear the snow. Then reboot the power system. It's finally back to its former appearance. As the saying goes, there will be a new atmosphere in the new year. He trimmed his messy hair in front of the mirror, managed the beard that grows while traveling. It's like the snow never stops falling. The wood collected before suffers. You can tell from the sound that the dampness is very serious. Gotta get in the sun and sunbathe. The days on the mountain are still short. While there is still one last bit of light, Martjin clears the snow from the scaffolding, ready to take it all down in one go. Unexpectedly, an accident happened on the first day of construction. The palm was cut open by a sharp iron sheet, but luckily it's just a skin injury. There is no big problem after disinfection. This should be a good start. Since the temperature on the mountain is still very cold, he had to transfer the pots and pans into the tent. I brought a lot of ingredients home this time, enough to worry about food and clothing for a period of time in the future. The next day the eaves are covered with ice. It's always below freezing outside. The hands and feet that make Martjin work are a little out of order. However, with the experience of yesterday's injury, this time he took it apart more carefully. But since the seal is not completed under the eaves, you still need to leave a part for stepping on. Top painted the diversion chute before leaving. To further increase the waterproof effect, you should also reapply it carefully. Then install the bracket on the baffle. Bolt the two together tightly. There is no pressure even on the swing. After making sure there is no problem with putting it on, he just started making the rest of the brackets. The evening glow is beautiful. It's like being in a wonderland. Make Martjin unable to work anymore. Dawn the next day, when the golden morning light crosses the top of the mountain, it indicates that a new day has begun. Last night's snowflakes just stopped. Even the car was covered with a thick layer. Early riser Martjin is in no hurry to work, but on the soft snowflakes, go to the top of the mountain to enjoy the beautiful scenery. After coming back, he saw that the paint finish of the diversion channel was dry. For the convenience of installing the drain pipe, you also need to open precise abyss holes on both sides, so that the interface can be passed smoothly. In leisure time, Martjin, in addition to painting, my greatest hobby is reading history books. After just 2 seconds he couldn't hold it anymore. Considering there is still a lot of work today, I saw that he first stirred the asphalt paint, then apply evenly to the inside of the diversion groove. In this way, you won't be afraid even if it rains heavily. You can install it when you're done. After tightening with bolts, then connect the drain and you're done. Then, he moved the clutter on the first floor out. Due to the previous floor height, the ground was dug down 20 centimeters. This has also caused the ground to be very humid now. You can squeeze out water by grabbing any amount of soil. It just so happens that a friend came to visit today. It's time to start building internally. One person excavating outside, the other one opens in reverse inside. Prepare for later burial of drainage pipes. The rest is responsible for stirring. Cement is used to fill potholes in the ground. And Martin found a basket of stones. Repair the broken part of the stone wall. Treat everyone at noon on the side of the main pot. In the afternoon, you can better treat yourself as a cow and a horse. With the complete connection between indoor and outdoor, Martin also installed a drain pipe. And then the planks enclose the dye. Pour concrete to backfill the tunnel. Consider the risk of collapse if you dig too deep. In order to make the foundation more reliable, it's doing the same thing on all the walls. The next day, a snowflake swept across the mountain again. Martin, who got up early, was shivering from the cold. However, it cannot stop his determination to reform. Friends were put in food shelters. The cold last night almost took them away in a wave. Today Martin is going to clear out the utility room. The equipment for supplying floor heating can be stored later. During the process, a dozen umbrellas were also found, but it's as broken as food. First of all, everyone is still the same as yesterday. Connect the interior with the sundries next to it. It is convenient to install the heating pipe in. And then the mold is still made out of the baffle. Fill the pothole with concrete, but because the snowflakes outside are getting bigger and bigger, so much so that the way down the mountain was buried. For your own safety, everyone after lunch, Martin decided to spend a few days away from his friends. Wait until you survive this blizzard before planning. He drove alone down the mountain to Paley to steal treasure, and rented an apartment here. These are probably the most comfortable days of the year for Martin. I don't paint every day, just leaning against the window and getting drunk. Sometimes I even take out my notebook to swipe a lesson to follow dramas. Wait until Martin returns to the mountain again. The snow is already showing signs of melting. We agreed to meet today. I didn't expect only one friend to come to the appointment, but that's okay. Group first. Aerobic squad warm-up. The last wall repair has not been completed. In order to prevent snakes and insects from making a home inside, it must also be filled with stone bricks as soon as possible. Wait for the friend to dig out a large enough area. Martin is going to build a chicken coop here. After all, meat is scarce in the mountains. Usually only rely on eggs to make a living. Fortunately, Martin took precautions. The frame of the house within the house is still intact, although it may be a bit cramped for living people. But for Brother Chicken, it's a mansion, after it is fixed with bolts. In order to keep wood longer, the surface should also be painted with a layer of anti-corrosion paint. The next day a storm hit, blow Martin's camp to pieces. Not only was the kitchen wiped out, even 2 of the panels were blown away. The scene can only be described as appalling. Martin is more optimistic. In order to respond to emergencies, for the past few days, he has been temporarily living inside the food. In fact, sometimes life is like this. Even if you are usually well prepared, reality will destroy everything. And now the only thing I can do, it will be damaged and restored as soon as possible. Fortunately, Martin has a good neighbor. I rushed over to help as soon as I knew. In order to avoid similar things from happening again, he reinforced the base of each column. Just take this opportunity, take out all the bedding inside and dry it. By the way, clean the pulp-coated carpet again. With everything back in place, this little episode also ends here. Simple after lunch. And Martin would put the experience back into the building of the chicken coop. The first is to seal the roof with planks, due to the consideration of water resistance. Another layer of color steel tiles needs to be fixed on the outside. The temperature has risen in recent days. Let the strong concrete dry quickly. No friends have come to help during this time. So whether it is a fixed steel mesh, or do you use planks to make the outer molds, you can mix concrete. You have to do everything yourself. But when I'm busy, he will also take out the Martin boots for maintenance. Help the injured bird again. Although it didn't survive in the end, but it's this seemingly insignificant little thing. It makes Martin feel that he is not living for the sake of living. Building the device is his main task now. It can be more convenient to replace in the future. He set up a spawning area next to it, and then it's boarded up. Install the same color steel tile on the top to make it waterproof. He borrowed a Land Rover from a friend these days. The return date is approaching. He plans to drive to the nearby mountains, have a walk-away wilderness camping. The next day the horizon just rose in Durbar. Martin is already fully dressed. I had a simple breakfast in the car, and he came back to work on the chicken coop. To make the chicken feel at home, he also thoughtfully installed windows inside. At this time, another fan came over. Martin naturally wants to give him the best experience. First teach him how to pour strength into the machine. Test his cooking skills again in the evening. The next day the overcast force of the sky. It looks like bad weather is coming soon. Martin first boarded up the chicken coop. Install small doors that can open and close the spawning area. After doing this, even if it rains lightly now, he can also sit under the shed and enjoy his breakfast leisurely. Take advantage of the help round now. Martin wants to finish as many walls as possible. Fortunately, young people learn quickly. Any step can be easily mastered by teaching it once. This also saved Martin a lot of trouble. And since I found out that the guy is very good at cooking, he even handed over the task of cooking to him. Because we're having a dinner with all the neighbors tonight. It's rare to have these like-minded friends. Martin naturally wants to give them something good to eat. Early the next morning, Martin finishes dressing in front of the mirror. Take advantage of today's rare good weather. Let the stacked firewood dry. There is no talent to show to everyone. I'll just give you a firewood chopping show. As the saying goes, there are no women around. Knife drawing natural review. This is a stunt he has practiced for more than 30 years. After the morning exercise, so that he can come and go freely, Martin opens the door again in front of him, except for the side spawning area. A small door should also be arranged at the back. It is convenient to go in and clean the inside of the machine by yourself. Then check the progress of the boy's work. The ground has been treated very flat. In order not to waste the excavated soil, Martin added water to it again and stirred it, as an adhesive to fill the walls. I heard that the guy doesn't have a driver's license yet. Martin immediately taught him to drive, loading long accumulated construction waste to the car. It will be shipped to an invisible place for disposal. Since the guy came to help these days, most of the machine walls inside the stone house have been completed. Wait until the pouring fire at the door is done. It's time for the two of them to say goodbye. Now Martin is alone on the mountain again. Fortunately, he has long been used to it. After all, the help of friends is only temporary. Lonely combat is the norm. With the temperature rising significantly in recent days, the planting of the new year is also on the agenda. To make your recipes more diverse, considering that a closed environment is prone to depression, the rest of the chicken coop, Martin chose to seal it with barbed wire. This will allow more sunlight to come in. It won't make brother chicken feel too depressed. With Martin building okay chicken coop, he pays attention to a little detail, and then it hardened with slate. Planing soil is a very hard job. There were tools before. I don't think so. Doing it yourself is another matter. We must add a little more heat tonight, in order to replenish the consumption during work, in order to move into a new home as soon as possible. He was still fighting with the lights on late into the night. The next day Martin fetched a bundle of steel bars. After cutting it to the appropriate length, you have to bend them manually, to fix it on the corner of the wall. Then use the baffle as the mold. But before pouring, you need to plug in the water inlet pipe first. After all, except for the water heater. Here he plans to have a washstand in Chauncey. The weather on the mountain can change. Martin went out in the rain and bought 2 bundles of water pipes. We wanted to create a closed-loop floor heating system, but this plan is complex and dangerous. So Martin designed another system. He's going to build a stove under the stairs, heat the water in the steel tank with a flame. This not only keeps the room warm, hot water is also supplied to the kitchen and shower, considering that the temperature is relatively hot in summer. Then he will come up with another plan. Then Martin brought a table, clean the inside of the food, because his family is coming to visit him today. Martin's father and eldest brother arrived first, although I really want the two of them to rest first. But the eldest brother offered to help him. On the other hand, my father was not idle either. He plowed a sapling from the wild. After a simple pruning, planted on a hillside not far away. The youngest brother arrived late in the afternoon. The family is rarely gathered here. There was more labor on the mountain. Big brother has breeding experience in his hometown, just in time to help make the chicken coop. The 30-year-old brother is full of energy. Don't be sloppy at all. Cooperate with Martin to complete the final pouring of the top 10. The family sits around the campfire at night, eating grilled sizzling skewers. Tell each other about what happened recently. The next day Martin woke up at 15. Big brother sleeps in a makeshift tent. His tent was given to his father, and my brother spent the night in the camper van. After waking everyone up, Martin decided to give himself a day off. Show them around the mountain. Take a good look at the place where you usually live. Wait until night. My brother is rushing to show everyone his hand. Just looking at the side face is very similar to Martin. After eating and drinking, Martin takes everyone to the edge of their favorite cliff. And like during the day, and at night it was a different story. He poured a glass of wine for each of the 3 brothers. That's kind of an ominous image. Let's enjoy the dim lights under the mountain together. The next morning, father saw that there were many empty places in the vegetable garden. I planted a few lettuce in it, and some tomato seedlings. Big brother is checking the dryness of the concrete. The stone plaque behind the house is heavy. It takes 2 people to barely move. I can see that everyone is genuinely helping Martin. And Martin is not stingy. Make your own bread immediately. Simply place it over a fire and bake. 1 hour, and you get a nice, crisp toast. Since my father was a clergyman when he was young, so the next morning, Martin took him to St. Michael's Abbey. This is also one of the purposes of the father's visit. It was built between 983 and 987 AD. It is an important destination for the pilgrimage route. It was also the inspiration for the suspense novel The Name of the Rose. After returning from the monastery, Martin brings his family to visit the neighbors. After all, there will be no lack of each other in the future. Take care of the most basic courtesy naturally. With the delivery of a few fathers, Martin is also alone again. Fortunately, the workload is really heavy these days. Not only has the pouring of the top 10 been done, And the chicken coop was also perfected by the big brother. It's time to invite the protagonist in order to take better care of brother chicken. Martin even gave them their jobs. Then he bought a cart of stones from the foot of the mountain, and they get them into the food and trolleys. I've been tired a few times. Then spread the stones evenly. Prevent the ground from sinking. Since raising pumpkin on the mountain during this time, Martin runs here every morning. It doesn't matter if you lay eggs or not. Focusing on a spiritual companion, thanks to the reserved interface on the ground in advance. Getting Martin to install the drain was a breeze. After there is no problem with the test length, you can apply waterproof glue to the connection. Make sure there is no possibility of water leakage later. And he brings in smaller pieces of sand. Fill in the gaps between the rubble. When you're done, put on another layer of plastic sheeting. Avoid anti-tidal conditions on the ground, considering the wild animals that often come out at night. He also installed surveillance on the chicken coop. The next day, Martin solves his life's top priority. I started making today's breakfast for myself. The vegetables in the garden are not yet ripe, but it has a different flavor when used for embellishment. After eating and drinking, Martin continues to repair the unfinished facade. After all, with the temperament of his bow, a little bit slower is normal. It took all morning. Finally, the last wall is filled in. The vegetation in the mountains is lush. The chicken brothers can already come out to forage by themselves, but there is still no output value. This not only made him doubt the original Martjin, all those who sell him are ironcocks. And before starting the next project, Martin first cleans the clutter in the corner. This board looks very historic. I should be able to make a work of art later. It's only 3 degrees outside this season, perfect for driving down the mountain, although some places have been visited several times. But the architectural sense of history, or let him not help but set foot again to appreciate. The path up the mountain is steep and rugged. Martin had to sit down and take a break. By the way, we will solve the lunch problem together. When I came back, it rained lightly on the mountain. The weather in spring is inherently changeable. In the blink of an eye, it was sunny. At this moment, a young man came down the mountain. I plan to stay here and help out for a few days. He's a very nice guy. Introduce friends to Martin. It just so happens that these 2 days he is going to dig the drainage area. The mountain is a time of shortage of manpower. 3 free laborers were sent in at once. Naturally, he happily accepted. With previous excavator experience, this time it is also more proficient. Only if you dig into rock. We need to recruit more people. After all, there is nothing that cannot be solved by one meal. After dinner, everyone put on the telegram and continued to excavate. The boulder soon showed signs of shaking. However, the weather in the mountains is truly unpredictable. In the blink of an eye, it started to drizzle again. I had to take shelter under the eaves for a while. After the rain, the air is filled with the freshness of plants. The soil on the ground has also become much softer. Let Martin easily remove the slate. He also wanted to build indoor toilets. A ditch needs to be dug to connect to the septic tank. Then it extends all the way down the steep slope. It can be collected by gravity. The rain has been abundant in recent days. The ground became muddy. Finally, waiting for a rare sunny day, Martin began to lay moisture-proof mats on the exterior walls. After all, this part will be backfilled later. And then we put the inlet pipe in. Connect to the interface of the washing table. The other end is connected to the water supply pipe. Doing this made Martin sweat profusely. Don't forget to organize your hairstyle at all times. Renovating objects is physically demanding work. I need a cup of hand-ground coffee every now and then to keep yourself full all day. After a brief adjustment, Martin continued to devote himself to his work. Lay plastic film outside the moisture-proof shop. The outermost layer is then laid with a better hydrophobic board, so you can be foolproof. Then Martin bought the sewage pipe. The merchant is a young and upright guy. They help bring pipes indoors. In the afternoon, Martin backfilled the ditch with planks. Anyway, there are plenty of these things on the mountain. There is no need to worry about insufficient materials at all. It was just a rain that put Martin on hold again. Fortunately, the waterproof layer has been laid. Rain collects on the hillside into a stream. Let Geej also feel cooler than ever before. At this moment, 2 friends at the foot of the mountain came to visit. Martin carefully prepared 3 noodles. I hope they can stay in the mountains for a few more days. The rain still doesn't mean to stop after meals. Instead, there is a growing trend. Fortunately, the tent is higher, not yet submerged by the downstream current, but septic tanks are miserable. Turned into a swimming pool. Martin inspected the newly laid sewer pipe. Checked the room carefully. After confirming that there is no water seepage, he was relieved. Wait for the rain to clear the next day. Martin first checked Geej's condition, after confirming that it has been no less. And that's where we start today. The slate crack is a bird. A great place to settle down. To put an end to this phenomenon, large gaps must be pried open for inspection. I didn't expect to give him a big surprise directly. After this emergency, Martin also used the crowbar cautiously. Due to the baptism of a heavy rain yesterday, the vegetables in the garden are growing very well. I just don't know why. The gentle leaves in front of the door are a little withered. The ground is especially humid after the rain. The shadow of the snail can be seen everywhere. Let Geej also justifiably at meals. With combing the various pipes in the room, Martin on the water source for testing. After confirming that there are no problems, only then did he rest assured to lay a moisture-proof pad on the ground. Be careful to reserve the pipeline during the process, so that it fits perfectly when it's done. Then put foam glue on the gap. After drying, the pipe can be firmly fixed. As a man who loves to travel, no amount of danger can stop the determination to go out. And after continuous heavy rain, the mountain scenery becomes even more spectacular. Gives Martin a reasonable excuse to mess up. Wait for Martin to come back. What he saw made him dumbfounded. For chickens, only 3 are left. 1 remains missing. Fortunately, he was just out hiking. It seems that he loves to travel as much as his master. Now Martin can concentrate on his work. In order to maximize indoor moisture resistance, the floor was covered with another layer of plastic film. Then the barbed wire. Lay a good foundation for subsequent pouring. Look at the skill of this steel bar. At least 40 years of chef graduation. Difficult to walk due to the steep mountain road. Regular tank trucks can't get in at all. Martin had to shake again for help from a friend. You water it little by little. When the breeze blows through the Green Mountains, after a night of drying the surface, the concrete is basically dry. The next step is to build the staircase. Also the location of the built-in fireplace. After pouring the platform with concrete, put the mold on the corresponding position outdoors. It's still filled with concrete. To build the base of the chimney, the sun is shining brightly at noon. No visitors have visited the mountain in recent days. Just fry a meatball casually. Martin pays great attention to body maintenance. Pick some fresh vegetables every day. With burnt meatballs, a well-balanced lunch is ready. After dinner, Martin bought the septic tanks. Range in the tunnels in order of size. Who knows it can't be buried in the soil. A light rain wakes up the entire mountain again. But this time Martin learned to be smart. Dig up drains in the way of rain. Now you don't have to worry about becoming a meteorite anymore. Then Martin went to the stone house. Fortunately, the interior is still very dry. The planks stored inside are also not damp. Visiting a newly married couple on the back mountain. As soon as Martin arrived, he arranged a difficult task. I really don't treat myself as an outsider anymore. Fortunately, Martin also knows how to be grateful. Especially give girls a chance to show off their cooking skills. It's not just the garden that has fresh vegetables. There are no limits to the supply of wildflowers all over the mountain. Can't move except for his chickens. The rest of the ingredients can be picked at will. And if not, why are they all girls? Even the monks in the monastery shook their heads. He can also make exquisite and delicious vegetable rice. Looks like Martin is going to have a good time these days. After dinner he invited the boys to bury the septic tank together. Women's jobs are easier. I know Martin is still single. I specially helped him weave a bouquet of flowers. I hope he can find a good family soon. They also invited Martin to visit their RV, and ready for the next leg of the journey before departure. Although there is a lot of reluctance in my heart, but it can't stop others from moving forward. It seems that the remaining slate can only be moved by itself. And with the temperature getting hotter in recent days, the weeds on the mountain also need to be cleaned regularly. Fortunately, this time Martin learned to be smart. Replace the sickle with a lawnmower. Double the efficiency of harvesting. After this cleaning, the mountain suddenly became refreshed. Then he connects the sewage pipe to the septic tank. The sewage will first flow to the smaller pool mouth. After filtration, it is drained to the larger septic tank below. This way you can get a purer fertilizer. Then Martin drove the excavator, refilled the septic tank ditches. And that's what makes this land so beautiful. So Martin planted grass seeds on it again. The next year will be a perfect fit into the surrounding environment. This clearing behind the food, it's the area he reserved for the terrace. After all, I came here to enjoy life. Naturally, you have to pay more in the early stage. I don't know what kind of shit Martin got lucky. In recent days, female fans have been visiting unexpectedly. The woman is an experienced ecologist. I know a little bit about various plants. She carefully taught Martin how to identify. Who knew that Martin patronized the shooting? There's no intention of approaching at all. No wonder he's still a bachelor after 30 years. The girl made a cold drink from the herbs she picked. Perfect for a cup on a hot afternoon. Wait until the female fan is sent away. Martin just remembered to dress up. Today, Brother G rarely laid 2 eggs. It seems that no matter for any species, the combination of work and rest is always the best.